Hey everybody, or should we say howdy everybody. This is Marc Spears, ESPN's Andscape, and the legend, my brother. We're back together, Mr. Bill Rhoden.
What's going on, man? It's always a pleasure, brother.
Always.
I know we put in some hours whenever I see you. So here
First
we are
in France.
Yeah.
It's a little different. We're in Oklahoma.
Ain't no cafes here, brother.
Well, I mean, there might be some.
Well, they call them bars.
Okay.
I should say, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
All good.
Don't get the shade started now. We just got here.
It's all good. It's all good.
So, this is one of the guys. I've been covering the NBA now. This is my 26th season. It's my 24th NBA Finals, but he has me beat. How many finals is this for you?
My first final was '87. I remember it was, I think it may have been the Lakers and Dallas.
Okay.
And what I remember that for, it was Magic Johnson. And this is sort of a lesson that stuck with me. So they were in the locker room. So I started off the question with Magic. I said, Magic, do you ever hope? And he stopped me. He said, I don't hope. And from then on, whenever anybody says hope, I just said, don't hope.
Yeah.
But the way he said, he was just so there. He said, I said, Magic, do you ever hope? And he said, I don't hope. So that was, for some reason, that's what I remember about '87. But, man, it's been a lot. What I wonder, man, you've covered, what'd you say, 26?
Yeah, my first one was 2000. It was Sixers, Lakers. It's either 2000 or 2000. I think it's 2000.
Sixers, Lakers.
Sixers,
I'm trying
Lakers.
to think of who?
2001. It was Sixers, Lakers. That's when Allen Iverson stepped over.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't a great series. It lasted like 4 games. Shaq was dominant over the late Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah.
But that was my first one, and I remember being in Staples Center for the Lakers' first 2 games. My seats were so bad at the time, like the players looked like ants to me. But I remember when we went to Philly, I think Destiny's Child performed, and they got booed because they had mixed outfits on.
Really?
Yeah, but I remember
Destiny's Child, that's
with Beyonce. Yeah.
Wow.
Look it up. But I do remember getting a little emotional because I've been watching the NBA Finals my whole life, and that was like my first time going.
Yeah, and now how do you feel now?
I love basketball, man. I ain't getting tired of it. I'm still excited, and I don't like the narrative that it's too small markets. If you love hoop, this is a great, exciting series. Do you feel the same way?
No. This particularly is a great series, and also, I mean, hell, I grew up I was born in Chicago, but I grew up in a little place. Me and Quinn both grew up in a little place called Phoenix, Illinois.
Yeah.
Super small and all that. So no, this is great, man. I think who said it today at the press conference? It was Halliburton.
Yeah.
Because remember, he grew up in Oshkosh.
Yeah.
I think it was your question. And he was saying, because I was born in a small town, I could live anywhere. And I think that too, man. If you got your health, you got love, some money, you can live anywhere. Yeah. And Oklahoma, I like this series. I like the Thunder and the Pacers. I think they're really well matched.
Yeah. One little side story. Speaking of Halliburton, is his father is coming to the series. Tyrese is excited about it. Yeah. There's always been this narrative of like black fathers aren't involved and stuff like that. Right. But whether it's SGA, Shai, whether it's Tyrese, their dads basically have a really strong presence, and they're going to be here now. And I'm waiting to hear something greatly written from you about that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, though. I'm glad you mentioned about Father's Day coming up. I'm glad you asked him about his dad, because it is easy to take what happened and blow it into something negative. And I thought he was really he said what he said. That's for all the stuff about Halliburton. I thought the way he handled that was well. He didn't try to take his dad off the hook.
Yeah.
He said, but I love my dad.
Yeah.
And we could all relate to that. Those of us who have great relationships with our fathers, you could relate to that. Like he said, my dad said I could do no wrong. My dad wasn't exactly like that. He did thrash me a few times. Yeah. But I really I'm glad that you asked him about his dad to be able to give his, put it all in perspective. And there's always that undercurrent with, like you said, black fathers and sons that we know. He is in my life.
Yeah.
He is in my life. So I like that. I like that a lot. And it's kind of, Halliburton, the more I see of him, I'm beginning to kind of appreciate his style.
Well, one thing I think you'll appreciate, because I don't know if you've seen him in person, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Have you seen him play in person yet?
This will be my first time seeing him play in person.
I think he has kind of an old school game to him. I think you'll enjoy it. What do you think about
even this, with the well, go ahead.
The new guard, these new talented?
I like that a lot. I thought that was a good answer too, man. I think it's refreshing, man. I think these kids, well, I'm calling them kids, but I just think it's refreshing. You got a lot of young players. Sometimes, man, the drama kind of gets a little old. Yeah. You know, I like this is refreshing. First time these two guys have been here, it's refreshing. You know, for me, you know, I haven't seen Shai a lot, man, but he's a really impressive guy.
Nice.
Really, well, I'm even just talking about his presence.
Yeah.
You know, his presence, just how he answers questions.
Very smart, very well thoughtful.
Yeah, and even Jalen
Williams.
Jalen Williams, man. Really.
And I got a story on him in Andscape coming in game one where he definitely gets emotional in some of his words there, talking about his journey. Yeah.
The journey's been great. Even Siakam.
There's a lot of storylines
here.
A
lot of great. The journeys. It's about the journey. Yeah. So I'm excited.
A lot of getting out the mud, as they say, kind of people here, right?
Yeah. No, I like that. I mean, and whether regardless of sports, I think that's kind of what makes it is people who have, you know, come from point A to point B and how you've gotten there. I mean, it's kind of a universal story struggle. Yeah. So I like it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it goes 7. Do you?
Well, let's end with this.
What's that?
Who you got and why? And how many games?
I don't know.
What you mean you don't know?
Mark, that's why we're here, because we don't know. Do you know?
You have a prediction.
Do you know? I think, like people say, I mean, Oklahoma is favored.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, anybody, you know, remember the Pacers just got, what's the name, fired in New York. Yeah. They just got Thibodeau fired. Yeah. So I can't bet against them.
So you got the Pacers.
I think it's going to go 7.
You like the Pacers in 7?
I like it to go 7. I follow the truth where it leads, Mark.
All right. I actually picked the Thunder in 7, but I also told Eric Maynor, one of the assistant coaches, last series because I made the mistake of picking Minnesota. Said I picked Minnesota in 7. And I told him anytime a writer picks somebody in 7 games, they don't know. Right. So I don't think we know.
No, well, clearly we don't know. I mean, that's why we do this stuff, you know, because it's unscripted drama.
But people take it real seriously. I don't know why.
Particularly not because of betting.
Yeah.
You know, they actually think we have some insider. Yeah. Now, you're a Hall of Famer. You may have inside information. I'm just kind of, you know, I just want to follow the truth where it leads. But I guess what's the better story? That's how I approach this stuff. Okay. What's the better story?
There's a lot of great storylines in this series.
Is it better if Oklahoma City wins, or is it better? Like I thought if New York won just because.
Because you've been in New York so long, of course you want a New York one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, because it's, you know.
It's New York.
You know, it's New York.
Yeah.
You know, but it's all good, man.
You gotta let it go.
I'll let it go, as the Knicks did.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be covering the finals throughout. I'm blessed to be with one of the greatest journalists ever. We're going to give you guys our insight going into games, outside of games. So follow this journey from Oklahoma City to Indianapolis with Andscape.